My idea, man. You have to lay the ball against the walls too. If you don't live Good evening, viewers. We'd like to welcome you all to this very important interview with our Prime Minister, the Honorable Bruce Golding. Mr. Golding, thanks for affording us the opportunity to ask you these questions and to interview you on matters of national importance. Ian, would you like to start?
Yes, thanks, Michael. Mr. Prime Minister, we understand that you have been seen at parties, clubs, the Quad, Plush, Coco Jams, and Fiction. These places we hear you frequent and you spend money on scotch, brandy, ladies. How much money do you actually spend?
$550 million every single day. More than we spend on health, education, security, and all the other government services combined.
No, and there's so much dunce back there. School is back to IMF.
That represents less than 1/4% of the budget.
Mr. Prime Minister, what are your views on the new crop of politicians today?
Young men and young women barely able to read and write, rendered unemployable.
That's what I thought.
Mr. Prime Minister, it's a part of our popular culture for men to go to these dances and dance with men, 11 men in one line doing the summer swing. No ladies, no couples dancing anymore. What is your position? How do you feel about this?
It is not something that must be perpetuated. It is not something that must be ignored or denied.
What about the attire? They are wearing tight blouses, tight jeans, pierced tongue, pierced navel. What's your position?
One of the things that we have to do is to cauterize it. Jamaica can't continue to operate like this. We can do better than this. If we are vigilant enough, we can put an end to it.
Thank God.
Recently, Mr. Prime Minister, you were heard on BBC TV saying that gays can enjoy employment in the cabinet, just not in yours. Reports have it that there are many of them now in your cabinet.
You would hardly expect me to respond to a question like that unless you identify who these individuals are.
Of course I can name them. There's an honorable...
Mr. Prime Minister, on to another pertinent question. The country is under siege from slackness. There's the Gaza Gully conflict, which has gotten totally out of hand. There's L.A. Lewis profiling like he's some type of international superstar. And worst of all, yeah, for real. Worst of all, there's Fancy Cat sporting this ridiculous new hairstyle, looking like some kind of turbid iguana creature thing on television in prime time. He's scaring our children. What do you intend to do about this mess?
We intend to appoint a special prosecutor with powers to investigate and to prosecute.
Mr. Prime Minister, sources close to us have informed us that you recently said that you are badder than Vybz Kartel and that you plan to take over the Gaza empire. Is this so?
I think you perhaps misquoting what I said.
Or is it that you are afraid? What if a clash should materialize, Mr. Prime Minister? How would you deal with it?
The position that I have to take is not to run from it.
Let's move on like response.
Yeah, for real. Mr. Prime Minister, we understand that at a recent dance, you were attempting this new dance, the summer swing,
yeah.
And that you actually drop and pop your next string. Do you think it was a good idea to attempt such a dance at your age?
I don't think it was a mistake at all. I think one has to face the challenges that one confronts in terms of that process of transformation.
Mr. Prime Minister, it's 2009. Look into your crystal ball. Could you be a Miss Cleo for us and tell us what are our chances of recovering monies from Cash Plus and Olint and the like?
Let me say straight up, dog, nyam your supper.
Mr. Prime Minister, we'd like to thank you for joining us and for answering our questions openly and honestly. You were honest, right?
I feel it, bro.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Right. And we'd also like to thank our viewers for joining us.